So tell me, sir, who are you and what do you do?
Yeah, so I work for a retailer in the convenience, health, and wellness space. My position is really focused on front store strategy and transformation. So anything when you think of general merchandise, food, consumables, and all of that.
Okay. Now, I've been hearing consistently at this conference and other interviews I've done that retailers are having a challenge recruiting and retaining. Are you finding that to be the case in your store?
Yeah, so I would say for the front stores, absolutely. I think at the corporate level, it's not as bad, but for the stores, yes.
Why do you think it is? Why do you think it's such a challenge?
I think the market broadly is tight. I think it's difficult because there's a lot of competition. There are fewer people in the workforce. We haven't had the same level of immigration that we've had historically. We've had a lot of folks that, unfortunately, coming out of COVID, are no longer in the workforce. Or for a variety of different reasons, may not still be alive. May have, they may have stopped working because they have to care for a child because they can't afford childcare when the schools are closed or when daycares are closing. And I think some of it too is, there's just a lot more opportunity out there for flexible kind of gig work, if you will. So when you can pick up for an Instacart or for a DoorDash or a Grubhub, something like that, make your own hours, work when you want to, not work when you don't, that makes it harder when you're trying to get somebody to lock into a schedule.
Sure. How are you guys meeting the challenge? Now, I've been noticing here a lot of automation, robot hands, automation tools, things like that.
So in the stores, actually less of that. So we're actually investing more in wages. We're investing more in training.
Okay.
So we're trying to focus on retention as truly retention. So giving people the opportunity to start out at the entry levels and get the training and the education that they need internally through sponsored platforms, through trainings that we provide, trainings that third parties provide, to kind of upskill them so they can continue to move their way up and turn something that might be a temporary job into a long-term career.
So when you say training, like training them from maybe from retail to the corporate positions, maybe something like that?
Yeah, so there's that. There's also, if you think about different levels of associates in the store. So, getting people to a point where they're an expert in beauty and maybe they end up at a cosmetics counter, or getting them, it's better pay, it's, getting people up to a point where they come over, they work in corporate, they have really useful and I would say valuable perspective from being in the stores and with the customers. So that's all kind of.
That's interesting about the cross training, because there's this trend going on called quiet hiring, where it basically is just retraining people to do different things in enterprise to keep them there longer.
Yep.
Do you ever find, from your status point, qualifying candidates in the beginning to even get into the company? Are you having an issue with that? Just qualifying them? Because some people, some horror stories, some companies have said, we just want them to be breathing. And
I don't think we take that position, or at least we wouldn't admit to it. I think, we do have a very high level of turnover, I'll be honest. The turnover is 100%.
Throughout the industry.
Throughout the year.
Yeah.
So that's actually, I've heard much worse.
Yeah,
for what it's worth.
Yeah, you will not have someone, generally speaking, there after a year, which is a problem. We obviously do have to fill. We need people in the stores. We can't not have people. But I would say, especially just given who we are and kind of what we do, we do work with a mix of different skill sets. So, we're looking at. One of the ways we've done it is we just try to pay better than a lot of our competitors. So we've raised the wages, we're investing in better benefits, we're investing in sick time and paid time
sort of a show me the money strategy.
Right.
More or less. Okay.
Which it isn't innovative or new, but it works.
Hey, as long as it works. So that's my next question. Do you find that's working more for you?
It is. If you look at some of our competitors, they're now copying. So we kind of invested in wages across the board. We had some sign-on bonuses that we doled out during COVID especially, and that worked. It got people in, it's keeping people there. They know, they're making more money here than they would elsewhere. And so now we are seeing some of our competitors doing exactly the same thing, where they're investing in getting up to a $17 minimum wage or whatever it might be, investing in better benefits, better sick leave, etc. So that's where we're going to have to start getting, I think, a little bit more
Cool.
creative.
Creative. Okay. Cool. I appreciate your time. Thank you so much.